Professionalism.
Hey, this is Island
Left
Talk.
us
Hey,
that day.
everybody, we are live.
Ba-da-dum,
Uh,
ba-dum, bum, bum.
Dylan's
Bum,
gonna hum the
bum,
song,
bum, bum.
so.
Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Okay, you're done. All right.
Yeah.
That was
Good
that was
intro.
Dylan humming the theme song that we haven't played in probably a month due to technical difficulties and my lack of caring enough to fix it. So, I will say that I have been spending countless hours trying to figure out why the hell our YouTube comments still don't work during the show. I still haven't figured it out, and I can't seem to get any help trying to figure it out. So at the moment, still leave your comments on Twitter at IslandTalkWNH, and if you follow the Google Plus events link, you can leave questions in the Q&A section.
Or if you're one of my
and
friends, just text me.
Or if you're one of Dylan's friends, text Dylan, or you can tweet us individually. Otherwise, we had a pretty great episode last night.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
think?
That's an understatement, friend.
It was very good.
Episode of the season. Drink
Very
to Andy Savage going home, boys.
I don't have it. Water. Yep. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Grab your beer. Celebrate with me tonight. Dylan's got his whiskey, but yeah, good riddance.
I would say I would generally be drinking with you guys, but I've had a cold for like 6-7 days now, and I can't get rid of it.
Isn't that the cure though? Whiskey, I heard.
Maybe, but I don't have whiskey in my house right now. So I'm sticking with cough drops and gallons of water.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean on you guys tonight on the talking terms. I'll talk a little bit
Yeah.
when I can, but I'm trying to keep my voice as much as I can because I still have more class for my work tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and keep my voice if I can. But yeah, so I had a story I told Dylan I wanted to tell about last night. So I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I went to watch the preview that they do the next time on Survivor, and then they release another preview
Yeah.
before the episode. So I saw the link and I went to go watch it. So I watched it, and I don't know why, but I scrolled down to the comment section, which is a terrible thing to do because people are assholes. So I scrolled down, and I accidentally see a boot list.
The boot list, yes.
So I see last night's vote, the next week, the week after, and then it says show more, and then at the bottom it said winner, second, third, and
Why
the
did you
vote
click
results.
show more?
I didn't. No, there's the show more thing on the bottom, and then at the end of it. So I didn't see what was in the middle. So I didn't know who got voted off from 4 to 8. So I didn't know who was in the middle. So I was pissed because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad. I don't even want to podcast anymore. I just ruined the whole freaking season for me. I was so upset because
We would have kicked you out, yes.
I wasn't looking to see it. So on the boot list, it said that Steven was going home last night.
I did
Oh.
hear that.
From the edit, it looked like Steven might go home last night.
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And even when they knew Kelly was gonna play the idol, there's this scene with her and Abby and Sierra, and do you care if it's Savage or Fish?
Your fish.
And so even at that point, I'm like, oh my god. So all the Kelly Wentworth votes are just piling up, and I'm just waiting for the Fishback vote to drop. And the minute the Savage vote goes off, I freaking lost my mind. I was like, oh my god, I didn't get the season rooted for me. I was so stoked.
I did, not to steal your story, on Twitter it was revealed that the boot list that was published was not accurate. Was not an accurate boot list.
Well,
Which is
thank
why
God, because
folks never look at the boot list.
I generally don't look at boot lists, and it was a complete accident. And yeah, I was pretty depressed for about 2 days, and even through the episode, like I said, it looked like Steven was going to go home, and I was so pissed. And so when I saw that first Savage vote, I'm like, please don't be 2 Fishback votes after that. So right when I saw the second Savage vote, I was stoked. But yeah, so that's my story for this week's episode. So I can now proceed and watch Survivor and not hate myself for the rest of the season. Though I could probably hate myself for other reasons, but we won't get into that.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Hold please, I'm getting pizza. Thank you.
You fucking eating on the podcast? How unprofessional of you, man.
Because I've
You got
never
some
eaten on the podcast before.
You
No,
got
it's
macaroni
actually
and cheese back there too, or something? Like,
no. It is Papa Murphy's 5 meat stuffed.
oh fuck,
Yeah.
that looked amazing.
So fuck all of you. I am going to be eating eventually when this cop shop is gone. So yeah, let's get into the episode. Real quick, if you haven't noticed, Ben is not here. I'm assuming he's not going to be here. He did just reply, yes, he's watching. But he never replied to me saying that he was going to be on the show. So if he's watching, Ben, glad you're watching. If you're just watching and doing nothing and you're not on the show, what the hell? But if you're doing your dinner or whatever you're doing, good luck with that. And then, yeah, so let's just jump into it. You guys took notes, or I guess Dan took notes.
I took notes in my head.
Yeah, so Dan, you took notes. Do you kind of have an idea of remember where the episode started at last night?
I do.
Well, yeah, I just watched the episode for a second time an hour ago, so
Okay, yeah.
it's fresh in my head.
Yeah, I also did that. It starts with Savage getting like the traditional like we're in a great spot. Like that works so perfectly.
So it's like the perfect setup for the Savage fall. See, I wanted to watch it again because I wanted to go back and like watch the Savage, confessionals, just to kind of watch and see, how much they were setting it up.
I should have seen it coming, but I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought it left my mind for a little bit, but in the first 5 minutes, I was watching with my buddy, and I was like, I think Savage might go home. And then by the end of the episode, I had no idea. But
I was gonna say he's had a lot of opening confessionals though. I mean, I think there's been 3 episodes this season where he opens the episode either depressed or really happy, and I'm like, oh, Savage is going home tonight.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't. So I'm just trying to ignore that at this point because I'm like, yeah, he opens every episode because he's blowing Jeff, whatever.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. The last 4 episodes, every time Savage would say something kind of a little cocky, I'd be like, oh, Savage is finally getting it tonight. But no, last night was the night. Celebrate that.
Oh, and it was so good, so good.
Woo!
Yeah, it was good. I wasn't even excited that it was Savage in terms of. I mean, I wasn't a big Savage fan, so I was glad he went. I was just glad that it wasn't Fishback and that the season wasn't written for me. It could have literally been anybody at that point that wasn't Fishback, and I would have been happy because I knew that the season wasn't spoiled. But Dylan, your girl Kelly Wentworth getting an idol play. If I ever rack up those fantasy scores, I'm sure you had a good night last night.
To be honest, I think we're past that point. I think we should just do if your player makes it to the end, you win.
I'll probably do it eventually. I'll get it done by the end of the season because I usually do a full season rewatch.
You got 8. All right. You got 8 episodes to.
Oh, I know. I usually do a rewatch before the season starts, or before the season ends.
Who had Savage, by the way?
Oh, I did.
I was say it was Dylan. I mean Dan.
Oh, yeah, Dan.
So I'm now down to 3 with
and so
Joe,
we can now
Spencer.
confirm that Ben has actual spoilers, and that the final 3 is going to be Jeremy, Kimmy, and Kelly Wigglesworth. So
yeah, we're all fucked boys. We are
lock it in.
Yeah, did he? Because he was forced to take Terry, wasn't he?
Yeah, this is the last pick.
Ben played us.
And last
week, he
was
straight up pool sharked us the rankings here.
We got hustled.
And he was defending that one dude last week. That was funny.
That was pretty good.
That's
probably where he got his spoilers from.
I know.
Exactly. He's like, hold on now. While we're talking about spoilers, you know that guy that gives out all the spoilers? He don't do that anymore. But all my guys are still in. Also, he's a really good guy, so don't be mean to him.
And I got banned. I got blocked by Jeff Varner.
And also, I got blocked by Jeff Varner. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Ben. We love you, buddy.
We love you, Ben. We're just giving you crap because we love.
But if you actually did cheat during our draft, you're banned.
But if you have spoilers, you're dead to me. But so I didn't get a chance to finish the podcast from Tuesday. I watched like the first 25 minutes.
It was the last 25 you wanted to watch, actually.
Well, I flipped it up, and all I heard was Dan ranking Spider-Man #1 or something.
Yeah.
And that was when I had no idea.
I stand by that ranking. I stand by Spider-Man #1.
So I'm assuming from our early morning, our early show comment before we came on live that Dan, you had Savage ranked lower, therefore you've once again won.
Like 1 spot lower.
No, like 3.
No, it was not 3.
Where did you have him?
8.
2. I had him at 10.
Prove it.
So if
here's my rankings.
That's scribbles.
Spider-Man #1.
They're scribbles.
Well, we're getting some questions coming in.
Oh, we are. Nice.
Yeah, we got a few. We got a few in pre-show. Ben just tweeted at us saying, "I didn't cheat, lol." So Ben, thanks for watching. Thanks for confirming that you're watching. And if you are able to come on the show, just Skype me, and I can bring you on later. So we have a couple questions from. Well, we had one from Josh last night. It wasn't really a question. He was just saying that episode last night was fucking epic. We also got one from Aaron Jr. 88. Please enjoy episode 8 of Survivor. It was the bomb. So I think even our 2 fans confirmed that last night's episode was great. So our first question that we got is also from Aaron. It says, best tribal council so far this season. Do you guys agree? And were you guys surprised that they voted Wentworth and not Sierra?
I think it is the best tribal council of the season. I'm trying to think, probably not one better than this, where you really had no idea what was going to happen. So, and going back, the vote, I think Sierra, she's the weaker of the 2. Kelly Wentworth, you don't know about the idol, but if you're looking at it from a strictly like game perspective, I think you want her out of the game. Sierra's
I thought we wanted weak players out of the game.
Well, no, like that. I was saying that for the first vote, Dylan. That's the way I think the game was going to go. Like, and you got to understand the game shifts each week, so it shifted in this direction.
All right, yeah, I think Kelly Wentworth is the pick. Definitely, Sierra is a rabble rouser, but not really a threat. Wentworth also has connections with Keith, connections with Joe, connections with Jeremy, connections with whoever. Like, obviously Sierra and Abby, so yeah, I think Wentworth is the way to go. Also, if I make it on Survivor, make sure that my last name gets trending. I want to be Wallace, not just a nameless Dylan.
and do you want him to like yell at you, Wallace, in like a Scottish accent?
Yeah.
Like a Braveheart kind of thing?
Yes, that is the goal.
I got a comment from, where is it? Ben. They're all coming on Google Plus though. Like they're not coming on YouTube, and I can't seem to get my phone to work now. And now it's just picking up all my words, and it says something about lathering, which I didn't say.
Yes, you did.
I have no idea. So I'll pull these up. I'll pull the Google Plus up. We got questions coming up. Oh yeah. So Ben said it was a good episode, but I'm still not a Wentworth fan. Whatever, Ben. Kelly Wentworth. It's definitely proved her worth on this season.
She's a hashtag queen.
Hashtag queen.
She favorited my tweet last night, which I appreciate. So thank you.
That's awesome. Awesome. So did you guys agree though that last night's tribal was the best one of the season so far?
Absolutely, no doubt. Not even a question. That should not have been a question. But thanks for watching, Aaron.
Oh man.
I'm just laughing at Dan's laugh because it's like this awkward out of nowhere. I was like, it's like he thought it was funny, but he didn't have. It was like a late reaction.
Yeah, I respond like a second late on everything my entire life. So.
Delay, like Tuesday's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell what happened with that?
I don't know. I went on to go watch it. It was like fine for like the first 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like a minute and a half off all of a sudden.
I was
I don't
fucking
know.
with
We podcasted on a native burial ground or something because we've had like 2 technical difficulty weeks in a row.
Yeah, I'm not
With the
quite
one
sure why.
podcast being cut off.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I have no idea. Like it was there
The Indian burial ground, Dylan. Fuck.
when I signed off and closed out. I always check the video to make sure it's there, and it was completely uploaded. And then I got the message from I think it was Aaron, like the next day. And he's like, "Where's the rest of the show? It cut off at 53 minutes." So I have no idea. I can't find any archive of it because on Google Plus it's only there for 53 minutes. So I can't even like re-upload. So the whole like back 40 minutes of the show is gone.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't as good as last Tuesday's last 25. So there you go.
I would know. I didn't watch.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cult favorite already, Niko.
I saw you guys had like 28 views. You guys are slamming. So we just got a new follower on Twitter right now, at Fact Buffet. So at Fact Buffet, thanks for following. We appreciate it.
Shut up.
Their Twitter says no repetition, no boring stats, no Reddit regurgitation, just true fresh mind satisfaction. That sounds sexual.
I will follow this person.
Yep, Island Top just followed him back, so you can follow him there. So we got another question from Aaron as well. All of our questions so far are from Aaron. No one else is sending any questions in. So Rob Sabu Buzzer, if you're watching, send him some questions. Josh, if you're out there and you're pissed off at Dylan for something, tweet at us, let us know.
Yeah, what the fuck, Josh? You're supposed to be our #1 fan. Each week I build you up as some like mythological.
Aaron's taking you over, Josh. What the hell? So next question, also from Aaron. Yes, Ben. Okay, so I'll answer. Ben, I see your question. I'll answer it in a minute. If Joe teams up with Abby, Sierra, and Wentworth, they still need 2 more people. I'm thinking Keith and Wigglesworth. Thoughts? So let's split that up a little bit though. Let's start off with. He asked if Joe teams up with Abby, Sierra, and Wentworth. So I heard Rob last night referring to him as the 3 amigos, in relation to the 3 amigos from Fans vs. Favorites. So okay, I'm back. Sorry. I can't. Never mind. Anyway, so
he had some dental work done today. It's at like nitro or whatever the fuck they use.
Yeah, it's leftover gas.
Nitrous oxide.
It's in the lungs still.
It has nothing to do with the group chat that Dan and Dylan are conversating in right now. Good God. Okay.
There's a group chat?
Apparently not. So the question is, do we think that Joe will group up with the 3 amigos of Abby, Sierra, and Kelly Wentworth? Because he flirted with the idea last night, and then the reason that they didn't go with it was because Jeremy shut it down, and it went back. So do we think that this week, now that Savage is gone, do you think Joe's going to stick with Jeremy, or do you think we can see him shifting to the girls? And if so, do you think they could bring in someone like Keith and Wigglesworth?
Short answer, absolutely.
Do you anticipate that happening, or do you think he's going to stick with the guys?
I think he will join the girls.
I disagree with you, Dylan. I think getting rid of Savage handcuffs Joe a lot. Because really, if Joe goes with the girls, who else has Joe really got in his back pocket to bring with him? Nobody. Andrew Savage was Joe's like number one guy, broing out till the end.
All right,
and now that he's gone, I think Joe's going to be looking around and seeing that he might not be able to make the moves that he thought he could because he doesn't have the numbers anymore. He can't just go over to that side if he can't bring anyone with him. You saw it, I think.
He can bring people with Keith or Kelly Wigglesworth.
But I think those people are starting to see more Steven's perspective. I think you kind of saw him flirting with it a little bit. The time might to be get rid of Joe next week, and if he wins, you could see them going after someone on the bottom. I don't think Joe's really got the gusto to be pulling these moves. I don't think he has it in him.
Right. Well, and we got to remember that
Joe's no
Steven.
schmuck. He's no schmuck.
He's no schmuck, but Steven. So Steven was gunning it for him last week, and the reason it was kind of getting shut down was because Savage was kind of shutting it down. Because even Jeremy wasn't completely against it, but when they came down to it, he was seemed to be closer with Steven than he was with Joe. Like he seemed more open to maybe voting Joe off.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
wasn't voting Steven off. So that doesn't bode well for Joe next week. Now that Savage is gone, who is protecting Joe, because if he didn't, his daughters would hate him when he went home. Now that that's
They
gone,
probably do hate him still, so.
probably.
Do you think they flip him off if they voted out Joe?
Oh, that was fantastic. I gotta say, I love Abby when she's like, "Well, at least you made the jury."
Yeah, great moment. That was awesome.
That
Better
was-
than Cass's flip off. Because it really it boiled down Andrew Savage's character to the core, I think. Someone who's kind of like he portrays himself as being above that kind of stuff, but in the end he's just as dirty as the rest of us. He just doesn't show it. He hides it. He's fake. Bottom line. So I'm gonna crack another beer. There we go.
Hey, the Factor Faye was upset that I unfollowed him. I will give him a second chance, potentially.
Why did you unfollow him, Dylan? Was it the name?
Dylan, why?
He has posted questionable graphics in the past, and I could not support that. But I will let him explain, or her. It could be a girl. Explain, and we will see throughout the show. It'll be an underlying storyline to our podcast tonight.
Well, I would just like to remind everyone we should keep this podcast free of our own political agendas, Dylan. I don't think
it's not a political agenda.
Bringing that stuff into here, but yeah. How about that? How about that vote off? Eh?
It was good. So, throat's getting all crappy again. Ben posted, "Aren't y'all curious why they didn't split last night?"
Oh, fuck yeah. Why not? Why didn't they? I didn't really get into the Twitter chatter. I don't know if it was ever explained why it wasn't. It's how Jeremy kind of said they thought about it and stuff like that. But
I tried to read one of Savage's exit interviews today on my lunch.
For podcast.
And while Dylan's talking to his mom or something.
Huh?
Nothing. So essentially, Savage said something about they really didn't believe that Wentworth had the idol, and I think they were a little bit nervous about splitting the votes. I think they were afraid that something could get messed up because there are several names being thrown around. So they just decided to, dump everything on Kelly. And he said in the end they didn't, just because they thought she didn't have an idol. And he did say in the exit interview that he kind of wanted to. I mean, potentially that could just be revisionist history. But yeah, from what I read, they just felt like Kelly didn't have an idol. They didn't think she had any chance of having an idol, so they just dumped 9 votes on her.
that's very, very, very dumb, man. I don't know why you have to you split the vote the week before on Cass. What makes Cass more likely than Kelly to have an idol? Maybe Cass goes, she went farther in her first game. But, why do you have to... I don't understand why split last week, not this week. I think it's easy enough if you have 9 fucking people to 3 people. Even if one person doesn't vote the way you think it's going to go, you still get the vote through. It's a tie. It's 3-3, right? Or if they flip over, it depending on who the person flips. Yeah, Dylan?
Well, I was thinking, so I don't know, I missed a little bit of that while I was, took my headphones off for a second, but I did watch the exit interview with Savage, and he said that they didn't want, it was kind of a weak explanation, but it was basically that it was too complicated to decide who to vote for who, or whatever. So, they're just we're just going to put 9. But also, Steven said on his blog that they were worried about someone flipping, and then it was just safer to go with the 9 and bank that no one had an idol. And that makes sense, in a way that, yeah, it is safer to do that. Um, but like, I don't know. I think they made the right move. Not really, but I mean, I think they made the right move.
Is that drink getting to you, Dylan, over there? It looks like you're sweating a bit.
I always sweat a little. I always sweat a little bit.
That's all right.
No, but like, hindsight's 2020. Like, yeah, 5-4 split works, but like the idea was that if Joe and maybe Keith went with Wentworth and her troop, then they have majority. And even if they separated out, even if like Jeremy and Steven were like, all right, let's make sure Joe and Keith are in like the 4-person vote. Let's make, like, even if that happens, I can't explain this. Like, you're making it so difficult for me to explain this right now with the group chat that's going on. Anyways, even if
what are you talking? What group chat? Fuck.
And a side note, I have refollowed Fact the Fae.
Good. You should apologize as well.
He apologized to me, but and he
retort with your own apology.
And he deleted the graphics.
Oh goodness. Dylan, I am gonna have to say you're gonna need to work on keeping your composure while you're talking.
My God. Anyways,
you're like Shaquille O'Neal shooting free throws in the 90s right now, man. Just brick.
Oh, it's like you got someone on the other side like tickling your toes or something while you're trying to. Do you have like a cat there licking your toes?
No, there's nothing here.
What's in that sack behind you, Dylan, on the shelf there? What is that?
Where?
Oh, never mind. I see what it is.
It's probably just a Santa Claus, to be honest.
Oh no, there's something clearly in that sack on that shelf up there. You might be missing. No, you think you missed it.
This is so terrible because they have no idea what we're talking about. All right, let's get back on topic.
Back to the show. What about Keith's moment, eh? Keith's big moment tonight.
That's what I was gonna bring up. Keith riding the Totos. I mean, about time my boy got some airtime.
Tuk.
No, it's a Toto.
No, it's a Tuk.
No, I think it was. Wait, Keith called it a tuk, right, Dylan?
Yeah.
No, it's called the Toto.
But no, Keith called it a tuk. And that's what I'm calling it.
What are you guys smoking?
It's called a tuk. And Dan,
I'm feeling my beer. I'm feeling my beer.
Dan should answer that question.
What? What's the answer? What's the question?
I'm searching this right now.
Yes, what are you smoking?
Oh, nothing. I don't believe in that stuff. I live that straight edge lifestyle, as I said. This actually isn't a beer. I'm just pretending to fit in with Dylan. I don't want him to feel alone tonight. So, yeah, straight edge lifestyle, kids.
Everywhere on Twitter says it was the Toto, so you're all wrong. Screw you. Anyway. So
you missed the point, Niko. We were saying Keith called it a tuk.
No, I know what you were going.
He was wrong.
I don't care. I don't care what I'm right. You're wrong.
Fuck. No, but a great moment. Like, I think it's the best moment, character-wise, of the season. I thought I laughed my ass off. Just thought it was great.
Grand Theft Auto on the island.
Yeah, like I thought at some point it would stop. Like it would just be like Keith like checking it out, but no, it kept going, and he drove it around. It was pretty funny. Like and then he comes back and gets everyone on it, and it's like some weird Uber. I love it. That was a great moment.
I think at this point though, I think we can confirm a Keith Winters edit.
I told you.
I'm down for that. I mean, him and Steer are all I got left. I mean, my hopes. I ain't looking too good, guys.
Keith is like making it like Final 5, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, why are they gonna vote him out? I mean, I guess he's doing well in the challenges. I mean, he was up there holding those balls for a solid hour up there with Joe.
It was like 40 minutes, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey man, Keith's legacy with the balls. He brought it back this week.
Yeah, he brought it back. He made it up for last week.
I do want to say
I was-
that immunity challenge was like one of the most suspenseful and like engaging challenges I've seen, just because we knew what was at stake. As like a
Yeah, it's
viewer.
pretty epic.
Yeah, because you know if Joe falls, there's a good chance he's going home.
And like the music was like perfect, and they had so many shots of like the rest of the group just looking like their games running through their heads, like thinking like, all right, we need this to happen right now. And the music was perfect, and yeah, it was great.
And Keith's
I know,
ball
I know.
dropped
I
out
don't
of
usually
nowhere.
watch the challenges, huh?
Keith's ball dropped out of nowhere.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
they didn't.
that's what
He
the
was
edit
like
makes it
not
seem.
moving. At least yeah, the way they showed it, he wasn't moving like at all. And
Yeah.
Joe was like back and forth and back and forth. Like Sage's ball is here, and I was trying so hard to keep myself together. Like every 5 seconds when Jeff's like, Joe's trying to get his balls in shape. Joe trying to gather his balls. Joe's balls are gonna lose it. He's constantly saying Joe's balls over again. I couldn't handle it. My 12-year-old mind was just in bliss last night.
That's a problem, though. You can't do these challenges with, say, like a pyramid or a Rubik's Cube or something. They don't roll properly. So you got to use the ball, and it just leaves you open to all these innuendos.
Oh, I don't know how we don't see like shots of the castaways just dying laughing, especially some of the ones that are like heavily involved in like Rob's community, where he's constantly doing like the inappropriate comment section.
Yep.
You know what challenge I want to see? The one from Outback where like you got to fill the bucket up and like light a torch before the water runs out. That's
Thanks
what I
for
want
the
to see.
Unrelated comment, Dylan.
But
Totally
it is
related.
it is related to like
They did
variety of challenges.
Yeah, because they've done that several times. Because they did it in Africa, they did it in All Stars as well.
Oh, like where you have to build a fire and then fill it up so it like reaches to the sky?
No.
That's the one you're
Or we-
picking up?
It's not the one where it starts like this and you fill up over here and you build a fire here and then it goes up and it lights the thing.
The one Colby
Yeah,
one.
that's-
Yeah. Or that,
Yeah,
that is the
that's
one
what
I'm
I.
talking about. Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
they
love
did
that,
it.
yeah.
They did it in Borneo and Richard won it.
They do it in Borneo. They did it in Outback.
Well, they did it in Outback as well. They've done it more
Okay.
than once. Because
Okay.
Yeah,
the
they've
first
done it
time
a couple
they did it in
times.
Borneo, because there's like the shot of Richard when he wins it, and he's doing like this terrible dancer, it's like flopping around with all this fat flab.
You
Yeah,
know what
but-
else I want to see again? The trivia challenge where you got to go around answering trivia questions.
Oh,
No.
where they're running around, you got Rudy going like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Go to
You
your
like-
fucking bar and grab those little trivia boxes, Dylan. I don't want to see people answering
Oh,
questions.
dude, I was ranked 56 in the world on Wednesday night.
Oh
at trivia.
god. Nope.
I'm not
Nobody
even lying.
cares.
For what?
Trivia.
What were the questions about?
Where was it?
Surprisingly, they were like all about like Jewish traditions for some reason.
Where
You know
was
what,
it at?
Niko? Next like when our power rankings get really, really thin, I challenge Dylan to a trivia Survivor contest.
All right,
I
we
will
will
also-
do. I will. Yeah. Well, actually, I think we should do that. That's actually a great idea.
Where I will defeat Dylan yet again in glorious fashion.
I think we're setting this up. I am absolutely down for this. I will.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Beautiful defeats, ugly victories,
So-
my friend.
Hey, can we do it like can we do Jeopardy style with like point values like for per question in a grid?
Sure. We can do something like that.
All right, you make it,
I
Niko. I'll play.
Well, I don't know if I can do like a grid because let's say I screenshot it, but every time I screenshot now, the entire system shuts down.
I can screenshot.
But
We don't know that for sure, Dylan. Let's not.
I will make up like a Jeopardy board, and I will just have it, and I will tell you what the categories are, and then you can just ask the question.
All right, sounds good.
All right. And then I can tell you if you already answered one or not. Yeah, so we will do that. Let's try to do that in 2 weeks. Or we'll push it back a little bit further. So that is going to happen now.
I'm gonna watch
Island Talk
every
trivia competition.
Survivor. Every single season, Dylan. I'm gonna phone in sick for work 2 weeks.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit my job. How is that?
I dare you, and I'm gonna beat your ass, Dylan. I'm getting in your head. Give me the keys. I'm moving in there, moving up my futon
All
and
right.
shit.
For those of you that are still watching this train wreck at this point, tweet at us more questions. We don't have any more questions, so keep tweeting us questions.
This is the Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Yeah, and tweet at us what you think about the trivia idea.
And who do you think would win? And who do you think would win?
Who do you think's got the challenge? If you
They're
want
gonna
to
pick
send,
me, Dylan.
I'm
If
just
you
saying.
want-
I'm just
if
gonna say
you-
I can figure out how a fire making challenge works without having someone explain to me 10 times.
if you would like to submit a tiebreaker,
Fuck
or
you.
if you would like to submit questions, send them to me in a private message, not on the board so they can't see it. And if I think it's good enough, I will use the question on the show.
Shots fired over here.
So yeah, we got some haterade. Speaking of that, today was Fire Dragon's birthday, according to Skype.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fuck that dude.
So fuck that bastard, right?
I do everything
So-
for him to win the game, and he can't even fucking.
And then he took it in the anus. Yes, that is correct.
Ugh.
So we have absolutely no. Oh no, I guess I got one more question.
We
From
got more
Aaron.
to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, we do, but I got another question. So this question is also from Aaron. I guess he left us 3. I thought it was only 2. Despite his 2 individual immunity wins, I still think Joe needs to find the hidden idol more than anyone. Do you guys agree? So let's answer that, and then let's just talk about idol speculation. And just a little teaser that we saw for next week, where we see the balls pop up. Do we think that that's going to be a clue to an idol? Do we think that could be the return of the double vote?
It's literally going to be an idol.
Or is it going to be some kind of other advantage that we don't know of?
That was badass. So it was like Jeff's like, if you want an advantage, get to your fucking buoy, bitches.
Boom!
Boom, and it'll pop up. Yeah, I loved it. I don't know if that's going to be like a challenge itself, or if like they're in a challenge where they're standing in the water for a long time, and it's like, all right, you've got to take yourself out of the immunity challenge for an advantage in the game.
Well,
either will be cool.
it kind of looks like the one they did in Cagayan that Wu won, where they're kind of on that, and I guess they did in Fans vs. Favorites too, where Brenda won it, where they're kind of on the balance thing, and it's kind of floating in the water like that, and they got the footholds on the sides.
I didn't take a good look. I couldn't remember if it was a perch or something like that.
I don't remember.
didn't watch it.
I'm going based off what I saw last night. I might be wrong. So we got our first input for the trivia competition from Aaron saying Dan will win the trivia challenges. He knows his stuff. So no confidence in Dylan from Aaron.
What about me? What about me?
I think you'll do good in the old school categories.
Sure.
But, you know, I think, like, overall knowledge of the game, I don't know. Maybe you'll do well.
I think in overall in the game, I think you're going to end up like Savage, blindsided by the new school game.
Yeah, maybe.
Your old school thoughts, they don't work here. So here,
Fine.
I just figured it out. Dylan is the Andrew Savage of our podcast.
Hey, I didn't mind Andrew Savage, and Dan, that's a fucking insult if I ever heard one in my life.
I know, it was meant to be an insult, man.
Considering,
I think that was the intent.
I got some beers in me. I'm randied up right now. Let's go.
you're randied up. I'm randied up more than you are.
I am.
I'm randy.
Well, shit, I don't want your dad to come in there and give you another talking to, buddy.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to get you in trouble with your daddy.
So keep it a little calm over there, man. Don't get too fired up.
And I do want to thank everyone really quick who is subscribed to us on YouTube. We now have 23 subscribers. So those of you that are following and subscribing to us on YouTube and following us on Twitter, we are now up to 129 followers. So everyone's following us and subscribe to us. We appreciate it.
Started from the bottom. Now we're moderately off the bottom. That's pretty good.
I know we're slowly, moderately climbing. Hey, who knows? We could get up. I want to try to get at least to 200 followers on Twitter by the end of the season.
That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind that.
And 50 subscribers.
Hey, if you told me we'd get to the end of the season, I was like 85% sure. But now I'm like, hey, we'll probably get there. So that's good to know at least.
At least make it to the end of the season.
Well, yeah, you never know. You never know if like 10 people are gonna like watch the show. You're like 15 followers, and everyone else is gonna tell you suck. But I
mean,
seems like
for the most part, it's just everyone thinks Dylan sucks, and the rest of it's been pretty good.
I'm a heel.
Yeah,
I'm a villain. I'm a villain.
I mean, every show's got to have one.
You're the Triple H of our podcast.
Well, H.
Get in the
You gonna spit your whiskey out? Yeah.
Huh?
You're
I'm
gonna
actually-
spit your whiskey out and let it shower over you.
I actually got gin. It's actually gin.
Alright.
So, I'm gonna say, Dan, you said you have your notes. Do you want to pick another topic? Like I said, I didn't get any notes because I got here like 10 minutes before the show started.
I got a topic.
All right, well, you got one, Dylan? What's
You
the
go
topic?
into it, Dylan. You go into it.
Yeah, Sierra, those pants she was wearing.
Alright, so Dan.
Never mind.
So, Dan, can you give me a topic?
Well,
Yeah,
that's a
what
topic.
about... Alright, I gotta talk. What about Sierra's bikini, right?
I like it.
I have
It's
no
good, huh?
recollection.
I love the fact they gave swimwear to these motherfuckers. They're looking good in it.
If we're talking about the swimwear, I'm wondering what the heck happened to Abby's suit from last week.
They took it away.
No, she's probably wearing it at some point, but they just probably didn't show it. You know, editing. Blame the editors.
Those bastard editors.
I guess it was 2 weeks ago because that was on the Dan Boy show.
Abby also had a great quote, telling Steven, "Don't
Oh
be
my
a Debbie
God.
Downer."
No, she was just like, what did she say? She's like, it's not even that big of a deal. Quit bitching or something like that.
Yeah.
She was,
Quick story, side
Unless she
story.
did call him a Debbie Downer too, though.
yeah, I know.
She had a lot of great one-liners. Like she's not getting a lot of confessionals anymore, but she's getting these little zingers in that they're showing.
Yeah.
Good.
I work with teenagers, and I once said to one, "Don't be a Debbie Downer," and she kicked me in the shin. She took it as like the biggest insult ever. So I was surprised Steven didn't spit at her or something and had the same reaction. No one wants to be a Debbie Downer.
No
Like-
one wants to.
That's like being called the Dylan of the podcast. No one.
No one wants that. No one wants that.
I get half our viewers.
You
2?
think so?
I'm about to
Yeah.
get another one. I hype us up so much to people I know. I like hype
Alright.
nonstop.
I bring it up in my new workplace, but not a lot of
Well-
Survivor fans in my workplace.
You already made new work friends?
Oh yeah, I'm a social butterfly.
I like it.
I'm
Did you-
probably the most well-liked person in our group so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, Niko's like playing two sides of people against one another in the new in the work, like he's like playing them off one another.
Well, we're in sales, so we have 15 people in sales, and we're split into 2 groups on 2 sides of the room. So when we did a trivia contest, we had to basically like go onto the website and pick things off the website about the Comcast products to quiz each other. But she just said, our instructor said, just pick something off the website. So I was going to like employee handbooks and guidelines, and grabbing like random articles about like complete bullshit that had nothing to do with products, just so we can win the competition.
Yeah.
Just total maliciousness. Like we answered the first question, and like the other side of the team, it was just like immediately wanting to give us middle fingers. They were so mad.
No. I bet the Comcast like head ups has scout that. Like, did you ever see the movie Last Starfighter, Niko?
I did not.
Okay. Basically, the premise is there's like this arcade game that this inserted all over the world, and it's just from this alien race looking for someone who they can recruit to be a starfighter for them in this war. And this motherfucker like is just playing the arcade game, and the motherfuckers shoot down and suck them up. And maybe you're in the same situation. This was like a little innocent trivia game, and they saw you sharking it with these obscure questions. Next thing you know, you're CEO. You're up there.
Yeah.
You're the last Starfighter, Niko.
Last Starfighter.
Great movie, by the way, guys. You got to check that out, all fans of the podcast. Last Starfighter.
Yeah, I've never
Also-
even heard of it.
Also
I
check
think it's
out
from the 80s or 90s.
Starship Troopers. Great show. Great movie.
Also great.
Who hasn't seen Starship Troopers, Odell? And that's not
Who
like,
knows?
go check Age of Ultron out, everyone. What an obscure movie to go.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you and the other 8 people who haven't seen Age of Ultron.
It's I will say Starship Troopers phenomenal. Starship Troopers 2 awful. Starship
Awful.
Yeah.
Troopers 3 okay.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
You've seen 2 and 3? I've only seen 1.
Oh yeah,
I've seen
My-
one. You're not even true. Oh, who hasn't seen Starship Troopers 2? Oh my god. Who hasn't seen that? Like 8
My,
people and you?
My cousin bought like the trilogy at Walmart for like
Fuck you,
$5 or
Dylan.
something. Watched all 3 of them.
Hey, how about Super Troopers? That's a good movie too. If we're just gonna keep branching off of movie titles.
Oh,
Hey,
Troopers.
we
are we
can be
doing
doing this all night.
Are we doing the What's Dick and Dylan segment tonight? Or no?
Sure, why
I
not?
thought that
Let's
was
do
only
it.
a power ranking segment, but if we're gonna make it like twice a week, are you really that pissed off all the time?
I am.
All right, let's do
Is
it.
it
Since
me?
I'm here, I kind of want to see what it is. So what's Dick and Dylan?
Well, hold on a
Dylan
second.
just talks about what he's angry about, basically.
I want to wait though, because I have a long-time Survivor watcher, first-time podcast watcher tuning in tonight. So I want to make sure he's tuning in before we start my second. Oh, he's
All
in.
right, all right. He's
Jesse,
in?
hey Jesse, yo, what up, bro? Thanks for tuning in, man. I got
Thanks for tuning in. You're now gonna see us talk about nothing involving Survivor.
No, this is
Yeah,
all
all
Survivor.
our viewers love when Dylan personally talks to his friends on the podcast. So
And also, hey Aaron, thanks for the follow, bro. Appreciate it.
why did he just start following you, Dylan?
I think so.
That guy's been following me for weeks, bitch.
He said, "What's up, Dylan? Thanks for following me.
I'm
You
his
guys always
fave.
crack me up."
I'm his fave by far.
Well, he DM'd me, so yeah. But
I'm talking for Dylan's been. I mean, Aaron's been shooting me messages for weeks, Dylan.
Say I DM him like every week.
Yeah.
anyway, so
You're
we're gonna
late to
start,
this party, playa.
the What's Dickin' Dylan. So 2 things are dicking me for this show. Number one.
What are their names?
Number 1, the constant flipping people off on the show. It's just not classy at all. I don't like it.
Fuck off, Dylan.
Exactly. And number
Come on,
2.
it's classy. We're playing Survivor. It's not like we're playing croquet or like horse polo or something. Like we're playing Survivor.
When
here.
they had
It's
the
not,
old,
it's not
when they-
Wimbledon and we're all in the white shorts and polo shirts here. Like,
No.
come on, man.
when they had the old music, no one flipped anyone off. But now with the new music, everyone's just flipping people off. And second, that whole underwear I brought up last week has gotten bigger, so it is a problem.
Why didn't you change your underwear?
We limited resources, bro.
You guys don't have washing machines in Minnesota, or don't you work at a Target where you could purchase new underwear?
Where do you think
I
I
don't
got these?
understand.
Where do you think I got these?
Where do you think I got this shirt that I'm wearing right now?
Which you also
Target.
wore. Which you also wore during the John Carroll podcast.
I did, and I actually wore it today because we were doing a breast
Now, also,
cancer.
fun-
we were doing a
fun-
breast cancer awareness
We
day.
actually
at
have
work.
a fun fact about our podcast tonight. This
What
is
is
the
it?
first time in 5 podcasts that Dan has not worn his checkered shirt.
Oh, my plaid shirt. Yeah, I realized the other week that
Did
I
you
looked
finally
back
decide
at a
to
couple
wash
of
it?
shows, and I'm like, I've been wearing the same fucking shirt every fucking show. And then last week on Tuesday, I did it on purpose. I'm like, I'm just gonna wear my checkered
To
shirt.
be fair, I always wear a white tee just because, like, I'm always wearing white tees, so.
But I'm glad you caught that, Dylan. Yeah, like I didn't realize, but I'm pretty much copying Rob Sesternino because he wears plaid a lot. I've just been wearing an orange plaid shirt for like every podcast. So I switched it up. I wore a cardigan today. It's buttoned up because it's a little cold in my basement.
Oh, I didn't even, not gonna lie, I did not even notice you were wearing a cardigan. I thought it was just a black t-shirt. I can see it now.
Oh yeah, I
can
thought
see
it
it
was
now,
a
but
t-shirt too.
I can see it
Yeah,
now.
yes, it is.
Yeah, nice.
So,
I love it.
They ain't classy
Oh,
in Manitoba.
did you guys see?
I don't live in Manitoba.
It's all the
I
same.
live in Ontario. God damn it.
Did you guys see what next week's episode is titled?
No, what is
No.
it titled? What was this week's episode title?
You call, we haul. Keith had the.
It's a Keith quote. Yep.
Keith had the
You
quote.
call. That's a good title. That's good. That's good.
And next week's is Witch's Coven. Witch's Coven.
Oh, that's offensive.
I think that's
How's that
fantastic.
offensive?
Cause it's basically calling like Kelly and Abby and Sierra witches.
Well, to be fair, I think we can
I thought you were gonna be like-
Abby is probably a witch.
No, she's not. She's
I don't
a
know.
bitch.
No, that's too obvious. If anyone's a witch, it's Kelly Wentworth because like she's innocent and you wouldn't
Because
think
she's
it.
sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky,
No.
sneaky.
Hocus Pocus. No, that's another good movie.
I also I would
Oh,
an addition for my what's Dick and Dylan thing.
And keep leaving questions on Twitter. We still don't have anything, so if you have any questions about the episode, leave them on Twitter.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I hate how they keep bringing up like, and this person competed on this challenge in their original season. Like the only one
they really stretched for it last
I
night.
know, but the only one that was relevant was the Kelly Wentworth one. Is relevant because it was such a big deal on Borneo that Jervis beat her.
Was it really?
Yeah, I mean, like kind of like it was
At
like
the time.
but like that's like one like you would bring up, like you would bring that up again. Like Kelly Wentworth lost to the person who couldn't swim, and she's a river guide who knows how to paddle. Like that's relevant. Also,
Yeah, but
I
don't
saw
you remember that quote from Sue Hawk? Like,
You sucked that day.
Yeah, you sucked that day. That's a great quote, and that's all I thought about when Jeff brought that
You
up.
sucked that
It's like
day.
Sue Hawk telling Kelly she sucked that day.
the other
That's all I
thing
thought
is,
about.
Yeah, you gotta love Sue Hawk in Borneo.
Bring Sue Hawk back. Fuck.
Borneo Sue Hawk is great. All-Star Sue Hawk, not so much.
Yeah, well, that Sue Hawk is like a weird paradox. I don't know what to make of it. I don't really.
Yeah.
When I think of Sue Hawk, I try to think of season 1, which is a great character and kind of an underrated player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed her.
underrated.
Well, I don't think like when you think of great players, you think of Sue Hawk, but again, All-Star, she's the biggest threat to win out of those 4, I believe, other than Richard. Rudy can win, but that's only because like Rudy has that story. But I don't think Rudy was really playing the game. I think Sue's playing the second hardest game that season, other than Richard.
Yeah, I can't completely disagree with that because I mean, Wigglesworth wasn't playing like a big, like vicious game,
No.
and I think she votes. I mean, I think they vote Sue off, and she goes along with it because at that point, her and Sue aren't really getting along.
Hey, I have a question from a friend.
Awesome! Finally, we have a question.
Jesse from Anoka, Minnesota asks, if
No
you
one
could
cares.
who do you guys each want on the show most? Who is someone you would each want to bring on the show if you could?
We get this question like every week now.
No, we don't. We've never had
like on our show or
on our show like
on
just
Survivor.
talk
Oh,
Survivor.
to interview.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness!
Who's our dream like Survivor player interview? That
Well,
will probably never happen.
Yeah, I'd love to get Richard Hatch on the show.
Oh, that would be cool.
I would love to talk Survivor with Richard.
I'll Facebook him for you, Niko.
Who for each and why? Why would you want to talk to Richard Hatch?
I think I'd want to talk to Richard Hatch because I mean, at least all the interviews that I've heard with him that he's done, he just has such a great understanding of like the game and just people and the way people
unique
think.
perspective.
He has a really good perspective on people in the game, and I always enjoy listening to his interviews when he does do them. And he's just one of my favorite players. I love watching Richard. He's like the most arrogant, cocky bastard ever, and I love it.
Yeah. For me, it's got to be Team TV, Tony V. I'd love to talk to Tony V. That would be amazing, man.
We get a fireside chat.
Slumber party. We'd all wear our PJs for that night, and rip off Rob even more.
Why do you want to talk to Tony V?
Why? Because
insane.
he'd be awesome. Like, let's be real. Talking to Tony would be like talking to Tony. There's no one like him, I think, who ever plays Survivor. He's his own unique, like, section to his own type of player. Like, why wouldn't you want to talk to Tony? No one's played like him, and no one will ever play like Tony. So I just think, like, he's unique. He might not, like, have the fundamental understandings of the game of Richard, but that's what makes Tony great, is that he sees the game in this unique, chaotic way. And he's so I don't know. I have such reverence for Tony as a player that I just love to talk to him.
What about you, Dylan?
Oh man, tough call.
Let
I'm
me
gonna
guess.
say,
Tina Wesson, someone boring and old.
wow, you're a dick. I was gonna say Rob Cesternino. What if he came on our show? Because that'd be so cool, like to have him give his perspective on our show, and then we can just.
I was
read him.
thinking we should pitch to Rob to bring us into the family and make us like the Howard Stern alternative to his show.
Exactly.
There you go. Maybe we can pitch this idea.
In a universe where nobody watches Howard Stern.
No, we're the Howard Stern Survivor version. You know what I mean? Like Rob keeps it family friendly, and we're allowed to do whatever the hell we want because that's what we do already.
Right. Rob
basically.
has a podcast rated X.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we pitch it that way, as something that's like in the family, but an alternative, we're like Nick at Night or Adult Swim on Cartoon Network.
Let's be real. Nick at Night airs Friends repeats. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. I'm not American. I don't get Nickelodeon. I thought it was edgy.
Well, Nick at Night is just Friends.
All right. What about Adult Swim? Is that edgy?
Oh yeah, definitely edgy.
All right.
That's where my costume came from. Adult Swim.
All right. We can be Adult Swim. All right.
Adult Swim. I like how you say adult.
Well, I say adult. We're Canadian. We pronounce all the fucking letters in the word.
That's how I feel about that. Oh, we're just not even on topic anymore.
Is this a Survivor podcast anymore?
I don't even know.
We should just make it like alternative entertainment. We'll start talking about reggae and
I've been considering talking to you guys about doing like a Walking Dead podcast. I think that would be fun.
You guys watch Fargo?
I don't.
No.
I want to though. I will watch Fargo.
I watch Gotham.
American Horror Story. Anyone?
I watch Limitless.
Oh, Limitless.
Well, you know what, fans? Let the fans
I like it.
Tweet us what we should also podcast about.
We have an off season coming up. We have an off season.
We
What do
do.
you want to hear in the off season?
What's even airing in the off season?
I don't know. We can recap something though. You can always recap. You guys should watch The Genius.
That's what I heard. I've heard that's a good show to watch. I've
already watched season 1, so if we watched all the seasons, number 4 they do an All Stars.
That's South Korean, right?
Yeah, it's South Korean, and the episodes are like an hour and 5 minutes. So you have to have the time and be able to pay attention because it's fucking subtitles. But it's a really good show, and it's different
I've heard that.
from
I've
everything.
Actually heard that. I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's different from everything you watch, and if you're really into the strategy, and I'm not a math guy, so some of it's lost on me, but if you're into numbers and stuff, you're really gonna love The Genius because there's a lot of math involved in some of these games, but there's also a lot of the social, strategic side of the game as well. And I don't know, The Genius is a good time for all those people who never checked it out and want to see a different type of competition reality show. It is South Korean, but who doesn't like a little? Well, you have to read subtitles and shit.
Are you saying you hate South Koreans, Dan?
I think
I love. If I have to pick a Korea, I'm picking South Korea.
Let it be known. Tweet at Dan and tell him that his racial
biases.
No, I love Asian women.
To be left out in the podcast.
That's offensive, Dan. That's offensive. That's so offensive.
That's not offensive.
As an Asian American, I am offended.
You're not Asian. Where are you from? India?
No.
Only below the belt.
Cambodia, bro.
Only below the belt he is.
Anything else from the episode, boys?
I'm 135th Cambodian.
All right.
Yeah, we know where the 135th is. No, I didn't take notes, like I said, so I'm not sure.
Hold on, I do.
I'll go through my notes, Dylan. I'll go through my notes real quick.
I got notes too. Right up here.
All right. All right, Dylan, you go through your notes first, and then I'll go through mine.
So something I want to talk about. There's a hilarious Vine from Dalton Ross of Steven prematurely celebrating the reward challenge win. it was just, oh, Niko, too soon. But yeah, like, just celebrating the reward challenge. He's like, we got it, Jeff. We got it. And Jeff's like, you don't got it. And then he's just so dejected.
Damn,
gotta pee,
Piz,
should I
wrong
pee?
again.
Also, another thing, during that reward challenge, like, when Kimmy's carrying the puzzle piece up, Joe's like, I love you, Kimmy. Did you guys hear that?
Well, yeah, but like, let's be real. Did you see like Keith and someone else is carrying a piece, and Kimmy's like back on the beach rolling this motherfucker
I know,
up?
she's struggling, but Joe's just like, Kimmy, I love you. Like,
Well, I would have said that too, because Kimmy
but
stayed
it's like
back
a
there.
weird thing to say. It's kind of a weird thing to say.
No,
And
it was building. It was building. It's like a team thing.
Why
I
is that?
paid a shot.
I
You
don't
ever like
Joe,
been
no,
in,
Joe
on
was being
a sports
very,
team,
Joe was
Dylan?
being- what?
You ever been on an athletic competition team? You know,
Look at the guy.
sports.
Probably not.
You know
Yeah.
I have, Dan. We've talked about it.
Okay. Oh yeah, your softball team. Well, sometimes
alright.
you know, in
More than that.
the heat
Yeah,
of
but
the
sometimes
moment.
in softball, you have pinch runners. I mean, do you actually run?
I do
heat
not
of the
run.
moment.
Yeah,
do
see,
get,
there
I
you
do
go,
get
there you
pinch
go.
runners. That is true.
Are you kidding me? You get a pinch runner, Dylan?
Dude, I have like bad knees.
I would
Fuck
say, I
me,
mean, I'm just trying to like imagine Dylan running in my mind, and I just can't do
You
it.
get. I always wonder. Do you get bad knees from a lack of exercise?
No. Too much exercise. But it depends on the. It
Too much
depends
whiskey.
on the situation. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, I bet you like tore your ACL making like an explosive move to the basket like Derrick Rose or something.
No.
Or
LCL.
an explosive move
LCL.
to the toilet because he was freaking running over.
LCL.
Dylan, you got anything from your Survivor notes?
Yeah, I'm still going. I said
Alright.
Joe told Kimmy he loved her. Let's see. Let me look at them real quick. That's pretty much it. But
Great notes. I got is
Appreciate the
Sierra
insight.
starting to annoy anyone else?
Oh.
Like I think he
yeah, she's
continues.
growing on me. She's growing on me.
Well, what I've noticed from
Is she
Sierra
growing
is
on you, or is she just causing you to grow? Like, is your
I
idol
think you
showing?
just I think you just enjoyed the fact she has a bikini the last two episodes. The only
Finally.
thing we're seeing here is that.
Hmm.
But
I
so
will-
Sierra's just annoying me because I think she's missing the point. She's overcompensating a lot this season. I think the strong point of Sierra's game the first time around was that she was socially always connected to the people she needed to be connected with, and she played an under the radar game. And this season, she's trying to focus on that big move, and I think she's overcompensating strategically and losing that social game and pitching people on like you have to not stand pat, you have to make a big move. She's just losing.
I
Her
think
flavor.
I think she's
agree with you on
upset because she's on the bottom, and she keeps saying you need to make big moves. I think what she's meaning to say is, play with me, somebody play with me. Why is nobody?
But, like, we can't fault her for like saying that. Like, we can
right.
disagree with it. We can disagree. Like, I think she's wrong in her assessment. But like that's what she has to say. So I think she's saying the right things, but they're not actually accurate. If that makes sense.
Right, because she said no one's willing to make
Where
big
did I
moves,
just
and in reality, it's no one's willing to make her moves just because they're making their own moves and they don't go on with hers, so she's throwing a pissy fit.
Because like the Kimmy, Spencer, Kelly Wigglesworth, they don't need to make a move. They can make a move later if they want. Like they're in a safe spot. Like they can make a move at a later point and still be fine. Maybe not Spencer, but at least Kelly and Kimmy, because no one's targeting them. They're pretty much like they can swing a vote if they want to at some point later in the season. But yeah.
Sorry, if you asked a question, I was totally zoned out. But I will say I was enjoying all the faces she was making, like at Tribal Council, like rolling
Oh my
her
God.
eyes up in her head and like going.
I want to be that. I want to get that eye. I want to be on her level for that eye roll game.
Now her eye roll game is top notch. The rest, her Survivor game hasn't been great, but her eye roll game has been on like another level.
Do we have any more questions?
I got more notes, Dylan, man.
All right.
No, and
All
no,
right,
we haven't got any more questions. No one's been tweeting at us. So
Josh,
if you are watching,
Josh failed us.
Josh, I don't even know if Josh is watching.
Yeah, I know he's not. I'm gonna unfollow Josh now because
No, that's not Dylan. That's not cool, man.
Nah, that's not.
Hey.
You know, it's not cool. Him not watching every show of ours every night
Live.
live. That's not cool.
That isn't cool, but you
Just
gotta
kidding, Josh. I'm not
Can't
having
be
a
about
follow
all
you.
that replay.
All right, I got next note. I just wrote Savage as a tool. I don't know what I wrote that about, but
I think you wrote it about Savage being a tool.
yeah, I don't know when though. Like what moment made me write it, but
That could have been any point in the season.
yeah. All right, next note I have. Why don't you pick a muddier spot for the fucking immunity challenge next
Yeah,
time?
no kidding. It was like pouring rain or something
I know.
right beforehand, and we just didn't see it.
Yeah, like do it in the fucking ocean next time. Make them balance on like platforms and do that shit. I don't know. I have I have another Savage note. I love his moral fiber. You know, he talks so much about like Steven being of such low moral standing, and he flips off Abby Maria as he's leaving. I just love the irony in it all.
But also, he was bitching about Steven, like, playing Survivor and scheming behind people's backs to get him voted out, but that's exactly what he did with Spencer 2 weeks ago, so...
Yeah. And one last little question. Do you guys think Joe leaked the vote to Kelly Wentworth?
Yes,
Did Joe
absolutely.
tell Kelly Wentworth? From
he
what I
confirmed it.
kind of saw at the end there,
He confirmed
Kelly's
it.
like, so it's me and Joe. Oh, did he, Dylan?
She basically did on Twitter.
Oh,
okay,
in the episode at least, yeah, we saw that scene with him on the beach where he said it's not Steven
Yeah.
anymore, and Sierra's like, well, who is it? And Kelly's like, is it me? He's like, I don't know. And that's all we
Yeah,
saw.
he's like, yeah.
On Twitter,
So-
she said, someone asked her how she knew it was her, and she said, remember when I said there's still people I need to play with in this game? Winky face. I'm pretty sure she's talking about Joe, so...
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking as well. I think, like, just from that scene and how it all played out, I think Joe did leak the vote to Kelly Wentworth. But I don't know if Joe knew she had an idol or not. That's the real question, if Joe actually knew.
Yeah,
that,
I'm kind of thinking from the look on his face, I don't think he knew.
I don't think he knew.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knew.
Because maybe, yeah, he was just being a little courteous and letting her know so he didn't burn a jury bridge if he got to the end. But,
Which, I mean, realistically, Joe's not making it to the end, so that was a wasted move. But
yeah, but if you're Joe, you got to think a little bit that way, or you're not playing that hard. So maybe he's doing that, and it ends up actually, I think, really hurting Joe. This move hurts Joe the most, other than Andrew Savage, in my opinion. Savage had Joe's back, I think, almost till the end of the game.
Probably.
And not, if not, at least till the final 5 or something like that. So, yeah, this really hurts Joe. And if he did leak this to Kelly, this ultimately might be his demise in the long run.
I can't say that. You can't say that, but, like, I'm sure...
I think Andrew Savage being in the game keeps Joe around a lot longer than if he goes out in the next couple votes.
I mean, like, him saying, like, Kelly was, like, I think Kelly's playing the idol regardless if Joe tells her she's the voter or not. And I think Joe told her as a courtesy to maybe garner jury votes in case he made the end of the game. Like, he's that you know what I mean? Like, being a nice guy.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there, Dylan, but I think he inadvertently wrecked his own game.
No, you can't. Like, if Kelly's playing the idol regardless, it doesn't matter. Which I think.
Well, you don't know if she's playing the idol regardless. You have no idea.
But I'm saying I'm asserting that she would have, because she knew she was on the bottom.
You're making an assumption though.
I am, but that's because we didn't see it.
Fan fiction.
No,
we're getting
but
the fan fiction going again here, guys.
No, I can make an assertion on what she would have done. Like, if she knows, like, Joe told her as much that she knew that she was one of the 2 people being considered, right? So that's enough reason for me to play an idol. Maybe he did tell her it was for sure her. Maybe he didn't. It doesn't matter. She's playing the idol the minute she finds out the plan is not to vote Steven. Because if it's not Steven, then who's going to be? Either her, Sierra, or Abby. So
right, and I kind of agree with you a little bit. I think at that point, if they don't know, if she knows it's one of them, especially in this season, I think she's not even risking it. I think she plays that idol regardless, and if it's wasted, oh well. Better to stay in the game and waste an idol than to go home with one in your pocket.
Yeah. So my argument is that basically that telling Kelly didn't hurt Joe's game in the sense of Savage leaving. Like, it wasn't like Joe was responsible for that.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying he's responsible, but even if he did tell Kelly and Savage goes home, I think like that hurts his game in the long run. Can't argue that Savage going home doesn't hurt Joe's game.
No, it doesn't.
And,
no, I mean, it does hurt Joe's game, but it's not his fault.
Yeah, and no matter what, if Joe told Kelly, he reinforced the idea to play the idol. So, I don't know, you saying Kelly's going to play it regardless, Joe telling her basically makes her play it regardless of anything.
We don't know if he told her or not.
But no, but you're arguing, we're basing like the assumption that Joe did tell her, and you're arguing that even if he told her, that it didn't matter.
What we know, like, is different though. What we know, Joe told her was that Steven wasn't the vote.
Well, no, but I'm saying, what if Joe told her? That's what my whole point was.
If Joe told her, but it's neutral. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, she's playing it once he tells. Like,
and I disagree. Because Joe telling her totally takes the guesswork.
You're making the wrong argument.
There's no guess. No, I'm not making up it.
Yes, you are, because you should be saying.
Argument.
The argument you should be making is that once the mistake he made was telling Kelly that Steven was no longer the target. That's what he should have told her if he wanted to keep Savage in.
Yeah, if we want to backtrack a bit, but yeah, that is a really smart move, Dylan. I agree with you. You should have not even come to Kelly and told her that the target was off of Steven.
I agree with you. I agree that keeping Savage is better. But I think he was doing it as a courtesy to her.
Yeah, and I understand that. I agree with you on the Steven for sure, though. He should have just kept the votes on Steven.
If he doesn't tell her, then she has no reason to play the idol at that point. But once he tells her that, then she has to. So at that point, it doesn't matter if he told her that she was the vote or not. Kelly's playing the idol. Once he tells her that Steven is not the vote. It could have been Sierra there before.
I would say it's too risky at that point to not play it.
So before that, though, if they play it up that Steven's for sure the vote.
But guys, if he doesn't tell her that it's not her, there's guesswork involved, right? She doesn't know for sure if it's her. If she's worried for self-perseverance, but if she's worried for preserving numbers, then she might try to play it on maybe Abby or Sierra.
No way.
You don't know this, so if we're all talking hypothetically, thinking of these scenarios, and you can't rule that also out of the equation.
I don't think that if you're playing an idol on someone else, you have to absolutely know that the other person is getting the votes, because you don't want to waste an idol on someone else unless you're almost 100% positive that you're playing that.
What did Parvati do in Heroes versus Villains? Did she know for sure that Sandra?
No, but she had two idols.
Yeah, but still, there's still guesswork involved there. There's still some skill. There's still using your gut. You can't tell me it's different not knowing than knowing.
It was a completely different situation.
But not knowing and knowing are two totally different things regardless of the situation. Having information and not having information are two different things. And so, like, regardless, you can say someone will do this.
I'm not sure what you're arguing right now, because I agree with you.
No, you're saying, like, she would have played it regardless. And I'm saying
I did not
you're
say
making an kind of. You're saying that she.
I said that based on what we saw, that she had to play it whether or not Joe told her she was for sure the vote or not. Now, if Joe doesn't tell her that Steven's not the target,
right, then she won't play it.
She might not have played it.
But what I'm arguing is just because he said Steven's not the target, that still leaves it up in the air. Am I the target? Do I play Sierra?
She plays the idol.
Yeah, but what if Sierra's the target?
You can't risk your own game at that point when you know it's going to be you or one other person, and you don't know which one is going to go on. You can't risk your game on a game of chance.
But why would Parvati also do that? And then
it was a completely different situation.
As a great move.
That was different.
But they're the same scenario. If we're playing, you got to guess. Why is it not the same?
Because Parvati had been informed that no one's voting for her because they think she has an idol.
Well,
Like,
and not
come
even
on,
that.
though.
They
Like,
were
wouldn't someone tell them that? Like, if you're gonna vote for someone,
Well,
be like,
it was
oh,
a completely different situation because you have the heroes tribe and you have the villains tribe. They're completely divided. They're
yeah.
even.
But where's Kelly working her way into that 9-person alliance? That's what I'm
not.
saying.
She's in the minority. That's why she has to save herself. She's
That's what I'm
persevering.
saying. No, but the villains tribe, like, you're saying it's a different situation, but the villains, like, if Parvati survives, it's not like, say the villains lose someone there. It's not like Parvati's going to be like, okay, I can work my way into this tribe and work with the heroes. Like, Kelly's, like, in that situation. Let's just say she doesn't know.
She does that. She does that because she's making an offensive move because the tribes are even, and she's trying to get her side the advantage because it's a possibility. Kelly has 3 people. Her, Sierra, and Abby. She's in the minority. So at this point, she's just got to do whatever she can to get herself another 3 days to try to find a way to in. If it's going to be her, Sierra, then she's got to do whatever she can do to make sure it's not her. Because if she's gone and she doesn't play that idol, it doesn't matter because she's not going to be there tomorrow.
I'm not looking at it from that perspective because I think for Kelly Wentworth, she needs more than just her in the game. If she's thinking from, I still have to win the game. So if she's going in there and she doesn't know it's her.
You can't win the game if you're a Ponderosa.
All right, let me draw you another comparison, and you'll probably say not the same scenario, but the 3 amigos. I know Malcolm's immune, but he's playing it all on himself there, but he's not like holding the idol back. No, he knows that he needs to keep his alliance basically safe in order to take a shot.
Haven't we already discussed that was a bad move? Didn't we?
Yeah, we discussed this as a terrible move. It was a great TV moment, but a terrible strategic play.
We talked
about this when Dan was on the show.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't remember this shit.
Well, we did. And Dan agreed that it was a terrible strategic move.
It was great TV, but not a smart move at that point in the game.
Because he gave up at least 2 tribals worth of safety to get Philip out because he was pissed off at Philip because he didn't like him.
Yeah, but like, what does 2 tribals of safety? It gets you a couple spots further. I give you that.
6 days to negotiate.
Okay, and I don't know. Maybe I just view the game differently.
And maybe you want the challenge in there, so then it's 9 days.
Okay, but maybe these are all maybes. I want more assurances.
Right.
I want things that are more concrete, more things that I can actually that are tangible.
The future isn't concrete. The future is all speculative.
Yes. So I'm saying I can't assume anything. So I can't assume that just keeping myself safe is going to guarantee me a better passage through the game in this situation. So if I'm Kelly Wentworth and I'm going into that tribal council and I don't know who it is, and I'm saying, yeah, if the vote's maybe Sierra, if it could be her, it might be better for me to keep 3 people in the game, 2 people I know I can count on. And she even says that after the votes go down, if I'm working with you, you can trust me. I'm with you.
See, here's the thing, Dan. In your scenario, if Kelly's wrong when she plays the idol on herself, she's still in the game. If she's wrong when she plays the idol on Sierra, she's gone.
Yeah, I know this. But you know me, I'm all about taking more calculated risks and playing it safe every time.
But that's not a calculated risk. It's calculated.
It is a calculated. No, it's not. It's a calculated risk. You want to keep numbers on your side.
You don't throw your game away for another person when it's either you or them.
But in this situation, she doesn't know she's the vote, so you have to just make the smartest move.
She knows it's either her. It's a 50-50 shot. You don't give your idol to the other person that it might be.
It maybe could be Abby Maria,
it's a matter of self-preservation. Right? No, because they know that Abby Maria. They're not going to vote Abby Maria because there's no way they're voting Abby Maria because she's no threat.
I think I have a unique perspective as someone who has given an idol away. I think that it's all about how you feel in the game. If you feel that you're not getting any votes and you're not in the minority and you're not someone who's going to get voted for, it's okay to give an idol away to make that move to save an ally who you want to stay. But if you're in the minority like Kelly is, and it's a severe minority, not even close to being a majority, that's when you play the idol on yourself to just guarantee one more week to negotiate, to scheme, and to hopefully stay in the game. And it works out.
I'd say the only move that's comparable to what you're saying is if she plays this on Sierra, and then and it works, is Russell giving his idol to Parvati when Tyson goes home.
But that was very like they knew exactly what was happening.
No, but they didn't, because they didn't know for sure that Tyson was going to do it. That was a gigantically ballsy move.
No,
they did know.
But
They
guys,
did know.
Work.
I read that they did know that he was going to do it.
Guys, this whole argument stems from me saying that Joe telling Wentworth significantly increases her chances of playing it on herself. And, like, I don't understand where we're, like, I don't know. I guess you're not going to change my mind.
Obviously, if Joe says, Kelly, they're voting for you, yes, I agree, she would play her idol.
So it goes from an uncertainty to a certainty, and that's what I'm arguing. You can't go from something that's abstract to concrete.
We think she would have played it anyway in that situation once she found out that Steven wasn't the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I disagree with you still. No,
that's
you can't tell
me.
me. It's too concrete. You don't
think
know
about
for
who
sure.
thinks
it's
I'm
not
right.
concrete. I don't know. Fans on Twitter, you've had my back before. Tell these guys, you can't just be playing your idols on yourself all selfish. Like, you have to know the game and feel the situation.
By the way, I have a fan question that came in to me.
All right.
And if we could avoid revealing spoilers for this section, that'd be great.
When do we reveal spoilers?
Well, I mean, like literally about the last episode, because this guy's girlfriend has not seen it yet.
All right. So.
I'm so angry though. I'm out of beers now. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, all right. Give it to me.
I'm not.
I gotta pee though.
All right.
Should I pee into this beer can?
I know we already covered this in a previous podcast, but he wants to know. He's a first-time watcher.
All right.
I'll be right back.
He wants to know who our greatest Survivor player of all time is.
So wait. What would this be related to in terms of a spoiler?
We can't talk about what happened last episode, who got voted out.
Oh, so I can
Don't say anything about last episode, because like him and his girlfriend are watching together, but she hasn't seen the episode yet, and he has. So, but his question was, who's the greatest Survivor player of all time? He says Yule is the greatest of all time because he was the puppet master, and unlike Russell, everyone loved him at the end and voted for him, even though he took every one of them down, yet subtly like a master assassin.
Oh my goodness! Sorry, we just got a tweet from @SurvivorShade.
Ooh.
Saying, when will you have @SurvivorShade on the show? But only if Kobe or Bryce also join. I agree. I have invited both Kobe and Bryce to come on to the show. So if they are down for that, I would be more than happy to have the entire Survivor Shade crew come on.
Definitely, yeah.
I am more than down for that. So Joe, Survivor Shade, if you can arrange that, I would be more than happy to have you on. And even if you just want to come on the show sometime, we'll bring you on. Like I said, we already had John Carroll earlier this season. He was fantastic. And we'd love to get Kobe and Bryce on here and talk to them about the season. He also left us a question. So he also has a question about the actual episode. So we'll get to it in a minute, so we don't spoil anything because this question involves last night's vote off. So his question was, who do we think is the greatest Survivor player of all time? And who did you say, Dylan?
Oh, he said Yule.
He said Yule?
Yep.
Okay. And what did you say? Did you not give one yet?
Me?
I was reading our tweet because we got a tweet and it shocked me that someone tweeted at us, so it caught me off guard. I don't even know who I consider the greatest of all time because it's so. It depends on how you want to rate it. It's like whoever played the single greatest game of all time, or just overall, if you factor in every single game, because that's really tough. I don't even know. I mean, I'm a big Boston Rob fan, and I don't want to say he's the greatest of all time, but like when he's in control and he's got his game going, like his game is either, go big or go home. Like he's either pre-merge or he runs it to the end.
I'm gonna say Chris Daughtry. I love Chris Daughtry.
Fuck me. Didn't we rank like the top 10 greatest players of all time? Where did Chris make it in your rankings?
Number 4, but like this is different.
I don't even remember. Dan, who did you say in that ranking?
He had Kim as number 1.
Kim Spradlin, and I'm going to stand by it. Kim Spradlin's the greatest player of all time. Players, let's be real.
All right, so Dylan, is your friend still listening?
Yeah, it should be.
All right, well, because this next question has to do with the person who got voted out last night. So.
All right, Jesse, turn off your feed.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
I'll give Jesse. I'll give you about 10 seconds to get off the feed, and then we will answer the question from Survivor Shade. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the fuck off. All right. So Jesse, if you're not off the feed at this point, I apologize. Ish.
But it's your own fault.
But it's your own damn fault. So this is from @SurvivorShade. Who will take advantage of Survivor or of Savage getting voted out? Joe, Spencer, Steven, or Jeremy? So who do we think will take the advantage of this the most?
Spencer.
All right, you say Spencer? Dan, what do you think?
I think Joe and Jeremy. I'm sorry, Jeremy and Steven as a tandem.
I was gonna say at least Steven. I'd say Steven because now the one guy who's been. I mean, now Joe's gonna be a little gung ho about getting him out, but before that, Savage is the one really driving that get the fish back out since the first day. So I think Steven's going to be the biggest benefactor of Savage going home, especially if they get Joe out this week. I think it could be an absolute. I think at that point, Steven's set. Because at that point, he's in with Jeremy, he's in with Tasha, and that 3, unless everyone else flips on that 3, I think Steven could be a good spot if Joe goes home soon. So if you guys don't have anything else, I want to try to wrap everything up. Like I said, I'm sick, and I'm having a really tough time trying to keep my throat capable of talking, and I'm pretty much out of water at this point.
Sick.
No, I'm like legitimately sick. Like I have had to mute myself a couple of times because I've had like massive amounts of mucus in my throat, and it's mucus, Dan.
Yeah, you finally saw the things.
Oh no, I saw what you were doing. I was ignoring you.
What are you doing? I missed it.
I was jerking off into my mouth.
He was implying that I was taking multiple dicks in my mouth at one time.
Yeah, like his sore throats from like deep throat and penis.
Right. That's I got that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to wrap this up. So everyone who's watching, I appreciate you watching. If you have any comments about the show, tweet us. Apparently, we can leave comments in the show after the show's over now. I don't know why, but whatever that's about. So if you have any feedback for the show in general, you can leave them in the comment section after the show's over. So that's really helpful. And then tweet at us. And then next, the Power Rankings show, there's a chance it could be moved to Sunday this week. So we will tweet that out once we have a confirmation. And then this upcoming Thursday, the show will be at, once again, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Pacific, Eastern time. Oh, I can't even talk anymore. And we will have Billy Garcia on the show. He's going to come back and join us. We loved him on the first go around, and I love to get his thoughts now that we're a bit deeper into the season and get his thoughts and ideas of what he's thinking of the season, so on and so forth. So we're excited for that. Ben won't be here next Thursday, and Dylan will.
I will tune in probably for like 15 minutes, but will it be at 8 o'clock, you think?
It will be. Yeah, 8 o'clock your time. It'll be the same time as this week because, like I
might be able to tune in for like a half hour. So
okay, yeah. Now with my new schedule, I'm not even home till 8:30 Eastern. So unfortunately I can't get on until 9 Eastern anymore. So yeah, Billy's on next week. So tweet in any questions you have for Billy. If you want to send them to the email islandtalkwnh@gmail.com, or you can tweet them at us at islandtalkwnh, or you can just direct message us, and I will take the questions and ask Billy on the show next week. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. Like I said, we will let you guys know if the Tuesday show moves to Sunday. We'll know soon enough. And so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, I don't think we got anything else. Do you guys?
No, we'll save our segments for the power rankings. Yeah,
And-
I am drunk, Dylan. What's it to you, man?
I would say you guys. Dan is just like freaking like.
Yeah, Dan's about.
And maybe next time.
Yeah, well, I'm done talking. Let's go to bed.
Let's wrap it up. All right. So everyone watching on YouTube, on Google Hangout, however you're watching this, if you're watching this in the future,
This is Thursdays.
I apologize that Drew had to
Yeah,
sit
we're
through this.
Are we
and
getting
we
drunk
appreciate
next
it.
Thursday, Dylan? This
Probably
should be a new.
maybe, I don't know. I'll be working.
I don't know. We have a guest next week, so let's
Oh,
try to keep it semi-professional.
Why
Oh,
can't I get drunk
Billy-
with Billy
Billy's
Garcia?
down.
You should tell Billy Garcia to get drunk with us. See what he says.
Yeah, we'll
And I'll have a
see.
drinking buddy.
I'll maybe when we bring Dan Foley back on at the end of the season, we can just do
party
3
cast.
hours of drunk Dan Foley.
That'd be fun.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So otherwise,
I'm gonna pass out into my laptop here. So
all right.
let's
So stop talking and let me finish.
wrap it up.
Keep your Canadian yapper shut. So I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at IslandTalkWNH. You can follow Dan at DanBall44, follow Dylan at DWalls09, and if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me at The Wisdom Pickle. Otherwise, we will see you maybe Tuesday, possibly Sunday.
Probably
I will
Sunday.
see you Thursday. And
I'm gonna hum us out with the Island Talk theme.
And Dylan wants to hum us out and the island theme.
I
And
wrote
we'll allow
vocals.
him. And,
Bum,
okay.
This is Island Talk with Niko, Dan, and Dylan. Having a good time. Getting drunk. Maybe we'll crump.
Okay.
Island Talk. Fuck yeah.
Alright, later. Deuces. Bye.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum.